Man, what a ride this offseason has been so far. Feels like every day there's another name heading out the door as Kyle Shanahan flips the script for 2025. I mean, the roster's getting a total overhaul, and it's been kind of wild to watch. But now, we've got something different, a guy actually walking in for once, and it's not just any random dude. It's Mac Jones, the former first-round pick and Pro Bowl quarterback, coming over to back up Brock Purdy. Yeah, didn't see that one coming either. So, here's the scoop. According to ESPN's Adam Schefter, Jones is signing a 2-year deal with the Niners, $7 million total, with $5 million guaranteed. That's chump change in NFL terms, especially for a guy who's been a starter before. I think it's a pretty slick move, honestly. Jones isn't lighting the world on fire these days, but he's a solid enough option to have in your back pocket if Purdy goes down or needs a breather. Plus, at that price, you're not breaking the bank for a backup, and that's huge when you're in rebuild mode like we are. Let's rewind a bit on Jones' story, because it's kind of a roller coaster. He burst onto the scene with the Patriots a few years back, looked like the real deal, right? A first-round pick out of Alabama, Pro Bowl nod as a rookie, the whole package. But things just didn't stick. He went 18-24 as a starter over 3 seasons, and you could see the confidence slipping away little by little. Then, last year, he got traded to Jacksonville, where he started 7 games, went 2-5, threw for 1,672 yards, 8 touchdowns, 8 picks. Not terrible, but not exactly screaming franchise QB either. Now, he's here, looking for a fresh start with the 49ers. And if there's anyone who can squeeze some juice out of a quarterback who's lost his spark, it's Shanahan. People call him the quarterback whisperer for a reason. He's got that magic touch when it comes to scheming up plays and getting guys comfortable. I'll be real, this move doesn't turn the 49ers into instant Super Bowl contenders or anything crazy like that. It's not a headline grabber. But it's smart. It's practical. Purdy's been solid for us, no question. He's the guy moving forward. But injuries happen, and depth at quarterback is one of those things you don't appreciate until you really need it. Jones gives us that safety net. He's not some washed-up vet or a rookie who doesn't know the playbook yet. He's got real NFL experience, and at 26, he's still young enough to grow. Maybe Shanahan can unlock something in him we haven't seen since those early Patriot days. I'm not saying he's gonna steal Purdy's job or anything, but having a backup you can trust? That's peace of mind right there. The contract's another thing I like. 2 years, $7 million, $5 million guaranteed, it's low risk. If Jones flops, you're not stuck with some massive cap hit. But if he pans out, you've got a steal. Look around the league, teams are paying way more for backups who can't even hold a clipboard right. This feels like Shanahan and John Lynch playing it smart, keeping the focus on the big picture while still patching up the roster. We've lost a ton of pieces this offseason, and yeah, it stings to see some of those guys go. But bringing in Jones shows they're not just tearing it all down, they're trying to build something new, step by step. I think Jones could surprise some people here. He's not the flashiest guy, and his stats lately haven't been jaw-dropping, but he's got the tools. Good arm, decent decision-making when he's on, and now he's in an offense that's tailor-made for quarterbacks to succeed. Shanahan's system is all about getting guys open and letting the QB look good. Jones doesn't have to be a superstar to make it work. He just has to be steady. And who knows? Maybe a change of scenery, a little coaching from Shanahan, and a lower pressure role as a backup is exactly what he needs to get his career back on track. I'm not betting the house on it, but I wouldn't be shocked if we see him flash some of that old Alabama magic at some point. For us fans, it's a small win in a sea of changes. The 49ers aren't done rebuilding, not even close, but grabbing Mac Jones feels like a quiet little chess move that could pay off down the line. I'm curious to see how he fits in with Purdy and the rest of the squad. Training camp's gonna be interesting, that's for sure. What do you think? Am I crazy for being kind of excited about a backup QB? Either way, it's a fresh face in red and gold, and after all the exits lately, I'll take it. So, yeah, Mac Jones is officially a 49er now, and I can't help but think about what this means for the locker room too. Brock Purdy's been the guy, no one's questioning that. He's earned it with the way he's stepped up and kept us in games. But bringing in a dude like Jones, who's been a starter and has that first-round pedigree, adds a little twist. Not in a bad way, though. I see it as some healthy competition. Purdy's not the type to get rattled. He's got that cool, steady vibe, but having Jones around might just push him to stay sharp. And if there's one thing we've learned about Shanahan, it's that he loves tinkering with his options. Who knows, maybe we'll see some weird 2QB package in a random game just to mess with defenses. Wouldn't put it past him. Another thing I'm chewing on, Jones has played under some big-name coaches already. Bill Belichick in New England, Doug Peterson in Jacksonville. Those are guys who've won Super Bowls, and even if things didn't click for Jones there, he's got that experience in his back pocket. Now he's with Shanahan, who's basically an offensive mad scientist. I'm picturing Jones soaking up that playbook like a sponge, maybe even getting a chance to shine in preseason or mop-up duty. If he can show even a flicker of what made him a Pro Bowler back in 21, this could turn into one of those sneaky good moves we look back on and go, huh, they saw something we didn't. For $7 million over 2 years, I'm not mad at it. It's like buying a lottery ticket with a decent shot at paying off. And let's be real, the fan base could use a little spark right now. This rebuild's been brutal, watching familiar faces walk out the door stings every time. Jones isn't a superstar signing, but he's something new to root for. I'm already imagining the debates on talk radio. Can Mac Jones still be a starter someday? Is he the steal of the offseason? It's not much, but it beats moping about who we've lost. I'll be keeping an eye on him when camp rolls around, see if he's got that fire still burning. Welcome to the Bay, Mac. Okay, now this Christian McCaffrey trade talk, wow, it's got me thinking hard. The 49ers are in full-on rebuild mode, no doubt about it. 2025 doesn't feel like our year to chase a Super Bowl, it's more like we're laying bricks for 2026. And then here comes ESPN's Ryan Clark on Get Up, dropping a bomb, trade McCaffrey. Like, full-on, ship him out and get whatever you can. At first, I was like, whoa, pump the brakes, man. But the more I sit with it, the more I'm nodding along. Hear me out. Clark's point is pretty simple. Shanahan's always been a wizard at running the ball, it's his bread and butter. And yeah, McCaffrey's this insane Swiss Army knife of a player when he's healthy, catches passes, runs like a beast, blocks, you name it. We missed that last year when he was banged up, no question. But here's the thing, we let Juszczyk go, and he was a big part of that versatile run game too. So if we're already shifting pieces around, why not go all in on a new vibe? Trade McCaffrey, stockpile some assets, picks, young players, whatever, and let guys like Ricky Pearsall step up. Maybe lean harder into quick screens, spread the ball around, rebuild the offense from the ground up. It's a gutsy call, but it's not crazy. Here's where I'm really sold, though, McCaffrey's age. He's turning 29 in June. That's not ancient, but for a running back? It's getting up there. Especially a guy who's had injury troubles basically his whole career. By the time we're back in contention, say, 2026, he'll be 30. Running backs don't age like fine wine, you know? We got a great stretch out of him, made that Super Bowl push, came up short. But his value's never gonna be higher than it is right now. If we wait another year and he gets hurt again or his numbers dip, we're stuck with a big contract and a smaller trade haul. Trading him now feels like cashing out while the chips are still good. And let's not kid ourselves, the run game didn't just fall apart without him last year. Guys stepped up. We found ways to move the ball. Shanahan's too good at scheming to let the offense totally tank without one player, even a stud like McCaffrey. Look at what he's done with random dudes off the street, turning them into 1,000-yard rushers like it's nothing. I'm not saying it'd be easy to replace CMC, but it's not impossible either. If we could flip him for a first-round pick or a couple of solid pieces, that's ammo to rebuild faster. Maybe grab a young running back in the draft, pair him with Pearsall, and let Shanahan cook up something fresh. I get it, though, trading McCaffrey feels like waving the white flag on this era. He's been the heart of the team when he's on the field, no denying that. Watching him break off those big runs or snag a pass out of the backfield, it's electric. But rebuilds aren't about feelings, they're about cold, hard logic. His injury history's a red flag, and at 29, the clock's ticking. If we're serious about starting over, why half-ass it? Go big, trade him, and build for the future. Clark's right, we had our shot with this core, and it didn't happen. Time to turn the page. Part of me hates even typing that, because McCaffrey's a warrior and a fan favorite. But the other part's like, yeah, this makes too much sense. The 49ers ran fine without him last season, not great, but fine. If we can get a decent return and avoid watching his value tank as he hits 30, I say pull the trigger. It's a rebuild, not a reload. Let's commit to it and see where it takes us. What do you think? Am I nuts for buying into this?